Hello everybody, welcome to Go Tarot Odyssey. I'm my own cameraman, so I have to set up my equipment and get ready. But tonight is going to be a full moon. It's the 13th, so I was very excited. As soon as I woke up, oh my gosh, it was the best day for like intuitive healing and rest. My whole family is out on this big bike tour. So I had the house all to myself. So I was able to go over all your comments and read them. And whenever I do that, it is the biggest boohoo fest because I feel like all your growth and your excitement for life, and some of you are in new relationships, some of you are reaching new levels of understanding basically with yourself, that you're allowing yourself to feel like you're more than enough, that you're accomplishing what you should be accomplishing at the rate you should be accomplishing it. You know, we're not in a race. I'm one that can really sometimes beat myself up over my like dreamy states. Like sometimes I will legit go back to bed after I drop Pagan off and spend a couple hours and I'll read inspirational readers and I'll meditate and do all this, and all of a sudden bam, it's noon and I'm like, who gets to spend their life like this? But I realize that that time alone and that mellowing out and that hermit phase lets me connect with my spirits and with you guys on the level that I should, and you know, have a level of contentedness and calm, because the world is so busy that sometimes the act of just driving to one place and having the hostilities, the impatience, the tumult of the world itself derails us, derails our calm and our serenity. So whenever you guys feel like you need a day, a week, a month to just withdraw and go into yourself and become balanced and become aligned and feel restful, do that for yourself. So important. So I just wanted to share that with you, and also come on camera and just thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all your unbelievable support. And thank you guys for coming over to Patreon and supporting my channel. And I'm going to be definitely, all my patrons out there, I am dedicating the second half of this month to have a lot of personal uploads up there, teachings, tutorials and everything, and really beef up the content over there, because I realize that it's like the beginning of the school year and all of that takes a couple hours out of my day toing and froing. So now, you know, I'm ready to devote some stuff to you guys, because you've been, a lot of you guys have been there from the very beginning, and your love and support means so much to me. And also you viewers and subscribers, you continually leave these beautiful comments and you come over and DM me on Instagram, and it's just so beautiful. I'm like, I feel so devoted to you now, and you guys are what inspires me to get up every day, think of a beautiful format, think of things that can make it look lustrous and sparkling and illuminated and bright, because I realize the power of contagion and the power of suggestion, and why shouldn't things be bright and luminous. And it's always been my kind of stream of consciousness when I start to upload information and hear things and my spirit guides talk to me. It's always been on a super positive stream. And at the beginning I thought, why do some of the other readers, you know, they can purport some of this doom and gloom and stuff. And then my mother said very clearly, and she passed on, she's one of my lead connections in spirit, is people hear enough bad news. The power of suggestion is huge. So if somebody asks you, should I do this endeavor? And you have two people, one that says, of course you should do this. If this is your soul's calling and you feel the strength to do this, and you want to change and shift your life to do something that you love, of course you should. Would you rather hear that, or, oh, I don't know, man, that sounds pretty shady. I mean, you're not really all you're cracked up to be. I mean, honestly, there's so many naysayers and negativity in the 3D that we really need to pull everything that's beautiful and higher reasoning, because we can, and I am proof of this in every way, shape, and form, and so are a lot of my family members that did these big shifts, because Indy used to have very high anxiety and not even like to go to school or be around people very sensitive, to realizing that we pull into our reality what we want. We pull into our reality what we know can exist. So it basically is a thought and a wish, and then we go, you know what, I'm going to make a move on that because that's something I truly desire, and I know I should have it in my life, or become this, or bring this about, or have it permeate who I am and be part of my ethics, my being, whatever it is. Then we just start it, we write it down, and then it begins. This whole road that I have traveled, I had a forethought to it. It was like a thought bubble, and then all of a sudden I was just that's it. It was like a super water slide. I got on it and I kept saying, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. I'd write it down. This, that, all those things have happened because of that. And my first notion was, I will be devoted to my viewers. I will be devoted to their needs and, you know, where they are trying to navigate their lives to. And I'm going to listen. That's why I started my Instagram, whatever you call that, my Instagram, whatever the hell that is because I love the fact that people can DM me all the time and be like, Melanie, I'm just going through this. It's really weird. Do you have any experience with this? Melanie, this is going on. Could you share this with me? Or anything fun, Crystal's births, anything. And it's like all of a sudden you feel connected, and those energetic ties that we have each other, those bonds and binds get stronger and stronger and stronger. And it really kind of alleviates the onus of everything being on you, that somebody is willing to listen. I always am. And if I have time, I feel like I'm a time bender. I'm serious. I don't know how I can do what I do in some days, but you know what? I just have all the time in the world, and then I really do create the time to be able to do things, you know, create jewelry. I remember the other day when I was making these earrings, these were part of a necklace I had, and it was a real beautiful long Indian gold necklace, and I was like, you know what, so much gold, it's like a gold plated everything. So I'm like, make them into things. Right away it was like I just had a vision and a picture, because I slowed down and I said, you have all the time to make your jewelry. You don't have to rush, you don't have to go crazy and all of that. One area I do have difficulty is posting stuff in my store. I finally posted everything. And if I really like them, I make duplicates for myself. I really love these, so I made duplicates. They look so wonderful, from a t-shirt to being really dressed up. So today's read is going to be about what is some things you need to pick up on your life path purpose. How are you going to truly become your greatest best self, that when you look in the mirror you go, you know what, you're trying, I'm so proud of you. And that's all that matters. Who cares about monetary success? Who cares about accolades, people looking at you, like, subscribes, whatever the hell you're doing? I feel like everything is so digital in these days. How do people respond? Like, what is the residue you leave when you leave a room? Do you feel like you left it a better place? Were you smiling and trying to uplift people, make them feel good about themselves? Because the true determinant of a successful life is enhancing somebody else's, right? Absolutely. Our families, being able to listen. Number one thing, being present. I have to keep reminding myself of that too, because I can jump. I'll jump to conclusions. I'll jump in the future. I'll jump off a bridge. I will literally be like, you know, oh, and next week, and then I go to stop it. And then I'm like, get back down here, especially if Ian is talking to me about physics or something that I'm totally lost in. You know, my guru, I just want to share this with you because I burst out laughing this morning. I thought it was so funny. I thought the people in my family are absolute geniuses. When I think from my mother and like her understanding of schizophrenics and dosages and all that stuff, to my father working for Conrad Corporation and creating these super magnets, not to mention Ian's family. You would not believe Ian's family. Ian's dad was the head of the Joint Aviation Authorities, Bob, my father-in-law, and he just retired, you know, quite a few years back. But this man he decides what planes are safe to fly by looking at them and their components. Could you imagine? I would be like, let me see. Do you have an engine? Check. You got seats? Check. You got wings? You're good to go. Let's do this. But honestly, to know down from the last little spark plug to facet to what the weight, what is like that burden, I couldn't even imagine. And then my mother said to me very clearly, well, you have the burden of your voice and your messages you spread. So that's why you have to be careful too, because in a lot of ways, people that are on a public format, and I have, you know, a lot of subscribers and viewership, that I find it very important for the content I put in there and what I put out in the world, right? So it's the mental safety. So, you know, we watch out for our heart, we watch out for everything else. Why aren't we watching out for our mental safety as well? That is also a very important organ. So when we feed it good information, when we feed it love, when we tell it it is worthy, it is smart, it is wonderful, it can go out and do it and accomplish anything, then it responds very well, right? And it goes out and it does. Our brains listen to us when we tell it, you got this, let's do this. It gets on board with us. So we're going to have a 3-card choice. It's going to be very just sort of succinct and fast, because I was just looking out the window and I thought that would be a nice little thing, and I wanted to come on camera and say thank you to you guys. So number 1 is going to be a blessing on your intuition. It's going to be heightened tonight on the full moon, so really listen to it. Write down things that you can manifest. Number 2, a blessing to heal a relationship. So if you have any friction or a problem with a family member, this blessing goes out to you. And the 3rd, a blessing on a homecoming. So if you're a student and then you go home, or you're just feeling like you're coming home to yourself and who you really are, and you're establishing how you want to exist in the earth, this is a good choice for you. Okay, so first is on your intuition, the second is on a relationship, and the third is on a homecoming. Oh, take a breath, get a cup of coffee or a drink, and we'll see sort of what messages are out there for you, because I just feel forget about new moons, but some full moons, especially Aries full moon, this is all about chasing your dreams, going for it, having that. It can be aggressive as well. So right now, comment down below if you feel like people are around you are a little more pushy, aggressive, and you're like, whoa, man, back it up. Or you feel like that and impatience. Aries wants results right away. Aries is war. Aries is like, give me this or die, basically, right? And you're like, okay, I'll surrender. I'll do it. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And I've witnessed that with people, you know, it's very... it's like whiplash, and so now we need to manifest the hell out of this power and harness behind it. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. So patience. So what I feel like you're going to be able to harness with this full moon and this new kind of energy that's coming in is patience. I can't tell you the wonderful surprises that come up when we implement this. I am one of the most impatient people. When I first started my channel, I used to make so many mistakes trying to upload because I hated that it took so long and that you had to do all this. And then if you guys remember way back, Ian implemented music in it and there were all these things. And what happens is when you push something, it's like taking out a half-baked cake. It's like taking out a half-cooked chicken. We have to allow things to, you know, kind of coalesce and get together and really solidify and become what it's meant to be. Same thing for you. Have patience in what you're becoming. I hear this very clearly for you. I feel like one of your archangels is Archangel Michael, and he's saying, let your vision of what you want to become and what you're doing right now in business or anything, let it solidify. Don't hurry it. Who cares? Nobody should be gauging your success. Only you know what true success means. Remember before in one of my videos I said success and failure is a personal opinion, right? For one person to have $1 million a year is a success. For a billionaire it may not be. So on and so forth. But on a more human scale, what I denote as a real successful day is I didn't harm anyone. I didn't lash out. I didn't, you know, with that checkout person, I didn't sigh and lean in and try to hurry them or force something, right? Patience is the number one virtue, because when we have that, we're also telling the universe we have plenty of time. We have so much time to decipher and, you know, quantify what's important and to get out there and find out what's really meaningful and to substantiate our choices with momentum and backup and propelling it and giving it, you know, that zhuzh that it needs to keep going and not giving up, because that's where a lot of people will give up on hopes and dreams because they don't solidify within moments. Hey man, if you're trying to get a degree in whatever, you're not going to have that in a year. You're not going to have that in, you know, a month. So let the information wash over you and, you know, let the chips fall where they need to fall, and then, you know, put the puzzle pieces together. But again, time, because time is finite, people think that it's running away from them, so they chase it. So that's lack mentality, right? But when we apply patience, we're saying, we've got this. You know, our guides are here to help us, to steer us. We take deep breaths. We give ourselves, and I wrote this on Instagram today too. I love this. Give yourself little rewards. If you're trying to have a behavior change, reward that behavior change when it takes place, right? If you ate well that day, go buy yourself a beautiful crystal. Go for a walk in nature. Don't answer those emails that you don't need to answer. Don't give away your time. Don't be sacrificial. Take care of yourself, because you are, you know, you're worth rewarding. You're worth showing, you know, yourself your own value by saying no to things that don't deserve your attention, right? So I definitely feel like that's your number one message, group one, for sure. Have patience. That is your card. So I'm going to go on to group two now. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I just want to have these brief messages and say hello to you guys. It takes so much time for me to like get up, get dressed up, put on makeup, set up the camera, do this type of thing. But I love seeing the people that I like listening to on camera every once in a while too, and see the facial expressions, and you know that it's an exchange of energy for sure, right? Definitely. And I feel like moods are contagious. So when I'm in a good mood and I'm feeling good and peaceful, that permeates through the lens to you guys, for me to let you know you're doing so well. You know, just pretend I'm like a friend that's talking to you on FaceTime. You're doing well. You really are. You're trying. And if you have moments and times where you need to sit back, relax, and unplug from everybody, give yourself permission. Nobody has, you know, the gear stick and the steering wheel in your life but you, and every once in a while we need to throttle back. So just remember that you're doing exactly what you should be doing, and time is going to allow you to make good choices continually when you reach for that soul's voice and that non-ego voice of you're doing fine, right? So next is appreciation for group 2. So again, group 1, I love and light to you. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. If you need a private read or anything, I'm more than happy to do that for you. So there's 2 I'm feeling that should be chosen for you. Appreciation. So this is saying have gratitude for what you have, and then all of a sudden you'll see stuff multiply. I can attest to this so strongly. Let me give you an example. This has to do with abundance too and money. I remember one day my kids were burning through, I have 2 teenagers, my PayPal like a Mexican drug lord through cocaine. It was crazy. I was like, it was so plump and juicy at the beginning of the day, and then I think it went down to something like $12, and that money goes to different places and household and taxes and all that, but I was like, holy Mary. And then all of a sudden I was like, I had lack mentality, and for the entire day where normally it starts to get repletion and build up, I was thinking, oh well, now I can't go get this because this was allotted for that and this and that, and then I started to feel a little downtrodden and basically like lack mentality of funds. And then I said, who cares? This thing is always refilled. I'm always doing work. I'm constantly working. So, I get good value for my dollar. So who cares? Calm down. So then all of a sudden, as soon as I relaxed and I went outside and I went for a walk, that money had come back, and then it was going to be a great exchange for me being able to do private reads, which I love, and Instantgo, which is one of my favorite services that I provide, where it's really great. People come on and ask one question and then they get an instant answer. And I love that service because a lot of people, if they're going out on dates and stuff, they're like, whoa, they get in panic mode. And, I talk them off that ledge by saying, what is really true? You know what I mean? It's very important. So right away, I want you to know that appreciation, you also have journey card, because I wanted a secondary card for this. You're going on, a sentimental journey. I feel like you're really getting in touch with who you are, what's important to you, what creates magic in your life, what you want to say yes to, what you want to say no to. But firstly, having appreciation for what's around you, what you quantify as abundance. What do you see as abundance? Healthy, family, pets, your own health, all of that. Like some days I love more than others because I wake up immediately feeling gratitude. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have no aches and pains. I don't feel, I don't feel any pain. This is so wonderful. And I normally don't feel pain, but some days we do wake up with aches, right? Headaches, whatever. And it's like, oh shoot, I got to maneuver through this to elevate to that. So that's the first thing, gratitude. Wow, I feel really good. So have appreciation for your health and when you feel good. Next, get yourself mentally revved up to notice everything that's beautiful and you have appreciation for, right? Nature is a huge thing. The fact that you have a roof over your head, you have a car or a local bus you can take, you have a job you're going to, or you're self-employed, you have a beautiful child, you have great relationships with your friends. What is the first thing? Like, I love coffee so much that I make it a ritual. Like, this is going to be the greatest thing ever. This coffee is going to taste like heaven. Oh my God, the nectar of the gods. Like, I go crazy. Ask anybody that knows me about coffee. I worked in cafes with coffee just so I could smell it all day. No lie, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I don't go crazy for it. I just have 2 cups in the morning and 1 in the evening or whatever. There's something about it. In my past life, I think I was I definitely worked in, some kind of, coffee estate. And I think I was like the purveyor of fine coffees, because like whenever I think about it, I go to that place. I just see these big sacks filled with beans and like I'm smelling them and tasting them, and it's really crazy. So one of those things. So appreciation, what do you appreciate? Really dig deep. The fact that you can go, I love the fact too that people can go on the internet and look up information on anything. You can find a reader or somebody you connect with that gives you beautiful information about yourself that helps you thrive and go to the next level and see with clear eyes, right? Biggest question with appreciation, is this true? Something bothering you right now, say, is this really true? Write it down, look it on paper, shrink it, get that mountain into a molehill and shrink it and go, is this really true? Do I even really feel that way? And do I think they really feel that way? Or am I jump to conclusions, right? Pull yourself back. You also, the first one only needed 1 card, but I feel like compelled to pull you another. Door to romance. You also, right now, your heart chakra is definitely in a beautiful reparation phase, and you're going to be ready to open that door to romance. And you're going, because of that, and you're recognizing the fact that you're ready for love, suitors are going to come in very quickly because you're going to be a magnet for that. You're ready for it, and that's part of, your juju that you give out. And you know, it's like that honey to bees. You're ready and okay, you can come woo me now. Let's do this. Let's do this. And it's funny how I love when people, you know, when people are attracted to you, they can't speak English anymore. They get like Wernicke's aphasia. They can't comprehend any written language. They all of a sudden just lose their mind. And it's so funny. And I used to tease people like that, especially very shy people. You flirt with them a little bit. And then all of a sudden you realize, oh, okay, I know right away whether somebody's not accustomed to this, so all of a sudden they kind of latch onto you. But I used to, if they're very strong, it's like you can freak somebody out, you know, like prolonged eye contact with somebody that's not used to it scares the hell out of them. They get so nervous, right? They start fidgeting. If you ever want to make somebody uncomfortable, just don't say anything. Don't move your expressions on your face. You can have a little grin, but just dead eye them in the thing. One time I was stuck in an elevator with a bunch of men, and they were all every time I looked up I realized that there was a couple that were legitimately just staring at me, so I took a step toward the one that was the most offensive, and I craned my neck out towards him. I was less than that far from him, and I just looked him right in the eye. He could not step backwards fast enough. It's one of those things like, get out of my emotional bubble, you know, this is my what do you call that, my spatial arena. Use that word. Get out of my spatial arena. Right away, I felt like they were trying to act threatening because it was like pack mentality. I'm like, bitches, I will blaze all of you. Like, it's so weird. I'm so not aggressive, but if I feel like somebody's trying to intimidate me, get the hell, game over. You know what I mean? And do that to people because they will try to do that to you. But again, your door to, I knew I was going to get off topic. I have so much good energy today, and I'm so excited for tonight to do all these full moon reads. I love it. Like, I have this crazy ritual and I do all this great stuff. So there's still a couple spots left. So if you guys want a full moon reading tonight, just jump on and send me your information and your questions because the energy is great. So again, this romance door is opening. So, you know, be free. And remember, you're always free to say no. You're always free to pick and choose, do what you want, limit your time, do whatever you want. It's your choice. So beautiful energy, group 2. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. Now my linkazoids are down below. If you want to support the channel, a couple of Patreons have joined in the last week, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. It helps me diversify my decks, which is important because I want the new books, the new information, and the new kind of outlook. You know what I mean? My favorite books are Colette's for sure because she's just a prolific, fantastic writer, but you guys help me to do this. So, ooh, I'm very excited. I'm not supposed to peek before the next group, but I love and adore you guys for your support, so thank you so much. And I'm very, very excited. So start to manifest tonight, group 2. Write down what you want. Release it. Charge your crystals if you have them. It's a powerful Aries moon. Really powerful. So now we're on to group 3. So door to value. I'm going to pull both of these together because these came out. And abundance. So something is happening where your offering to the world is now going to be recognized, and there is going to be a huge revenue stream that comes with this. But remember, this is, I feel that Spirit is really saying, get value for your work, right? We all have an offering, and everything is an exchange. Money is an exchange. Time is an exchange. Your time is very valuable. So recognize that. We are never charging for the base materials. I used to do that when I was creating my jewelry, just charge what it cost, but not my time or anything, because I was like, well, I have another job, so this is like a hobby. And then I was like, no, it's not, because it takes up a lot of time where I could be, you know, having lucrative endeavors elsewhere. So you have to quantify time, materials, and all of that. So get value for your offering. Writers often have a difficult time with this. They're like, well, what are we doing? How do you charge for thoughts, ideas, and words? You know what I mean? It's very, it's out there. So also you can study and see, what's out there and what people do charge, whatever your skill set is. Try to get a comparative scale, you know, and do that, but never undercharge. Know that you have value. And this is also saying too, don't overspend in arenas where you don't have to. If you see two things that are very similar, oftentimes people make this mistake, but because something is so overpriced, they think it has higher value. You know, they attach higher value to it. Often that is not the case. So especially with fabrics and things, really do your research, as well as crystals. On some sites, I'll see something that's very reasonable, and then on other sites it is crazy expensive. So there are those things. So just remember, you know, you can do yeah, I love this. And I feel right now, I feel like whatever you want to put your heart and mind to, there's abundance that's going to follow that. If it's not directly related to that, somebody will want that idea from you, and then you can co-create. There is something where you are just awash with you're blossoming with ideas, you're blossoming with creativity. If you are a tarot reader or light worker, any of these people, you're thinking about starting a channel, absolutely start a channel. I can't tell you. And a lot of people, you know, again, this is where patience comes in. Have patience for the process. Really refine your skill set. Make sure you have excellent audio, because even if a reader or somebody is conveying an excellent message to me, if it's poor audio and it's tinny, being clairaudient and having very sensitive ears, I can't listen to something that has very poor audio. So have just a simple, and if you ever want any questions on this, come over to Instagram, Sparkwist11. I'll run you through some things because I needed Ian to help me with this and this equipment too. So I love this. So you also have Archangel Uriel that's helping you out right now with your your seventh chakra. So right now it's like your chakras are trying to align to formulate, and I feel like you have a lot of things that you're interested in, right? And it's like you're just like you're like a cannonball that just has been fired. You're like, I want to try this, I want to try that, I want to try that. So if you want to try something, what you need to do is stop your monkey mind and get aligned and be like, first things first, what is most important to me? What could I spend the majority of my day doing and I would really love it? Write that down. Then make a blueprint of how you could actualize that, because that's the beginning step and that's what formulates it. Okay, I have a phone, I've got that. If I want to relay a message, got a phone, got a microphone, done, and then devise what you want to say. But be careful, be erudite in how you speak. Because people's attention spans are limited. So I'm finding if you don't have like natural fluctuation of voice, and you're not, you're not really capturing their imagination, the spirit, and all the things that people need to stay plugged into that, right? You need to be able to have an excellent message, whatever you're doing. But I feel like right now, a lot of you are craftsmen, musicians, things like that, Reiki healers, people, you just have these beautiful offerings for the world. So do it. You're going to be successful. This stage set tonight with all your beautiful intentions under the full moon. I really intend to be successful in this endeavor because I love it. It's coming from my heart space. It is very well intended. I'm using it for personal spiritual growth as well as others, whatever it is, because when we do what we're truly meant to do and we follow our bliss and we follow our heart and we follow our soul, all of a sudden we're winning and we're successful and we're raising our vibration, right? And then other people, they know authenticity. People will plug into what is real. If you're really doing it for, the beauty and the magic of it, people know that, they sense that. That's why I feel like certain people are successful in certain arenas, and then other people, if they're just doing it for money, it doesn't play right because it's inauthentic. So be your authentic self. Never try to go with the flow or be anybody else or use anybody else's topics or ideas. Really, yes, inform yourself with what's out there, but then have it be your own. Set that template for your own magic that you're creating. And again, I feel like that abundance is so coming in for you. So get prepared for it, right? And don't be afraid of success. That's something else that can derail people. They're like, whoa, now it's like, is that going to be my whole life? Nothing ever has to be your own life. Again, get that mountain down a molehill. Is this really true? This is something I'm experiencing right now because I want to. And look, it's doing well, right? So beautiful energy, group 3. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. My name is Melanie, and I want to thank all my regulars for your beautiful comments lately. Oh my gosh, you guys send me off the emotional cliff. I'm just like crying and laughing and losing it. And I just want to give a shout out to this great Instagrammer that just connected with me, and she's just getting into tarot. And I told her, it's like she was saying, thank you for pulling me out of a dark space. And whenever I read that, that's the biggest compliment of my life, that I can throw that rope down and that somebody there in the dark is always going to listen to you and help you, and be aware of that. I never just go, oh, I don't have time. I always have time. If you're in a place where you think you can't maneuver or get out, come DM me over on Instagram and I will get right back to you. And I can speed read, so that's why I'm able to do some of the things I do. So I can go down, I catch keywords, and I know what's what, and I'm always going to be there for you guys because it's important. That's we need clarity in our lives when we feel like we're alone or we're cut adrift, and you never are. There are always people there, and I'm one of those people. If you're my viewer or you see this and you have a problem, go DM me and we'll work through it, because every life has extreme value, right? And yours does too, and you guys are just bursting out of these beautiful cocoons right now, and you're blossoming, and that transition can be a little painful at times, like, oh my God, am I ready? And you sure are. And if you ever need backup on that, just come see me and I'll be like, yeah, let's do this. So love and light. And again, I'm my own cameraman, like I always am when everybody's out of the family's out. So love and light, guys.